What's up YouTube, this is Gresnick and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we'll be reacting to TheAMaazing, I Got Engaged. Congratulations and stuff. Yeah, congrats. Good for you. As always, I can subscribe to TheAMaazing and myself. He deserves it. And let's get into the video.
Yup, I got engaged, and it wasn't to James. Or
Wait,
was
really?
it? So how did I meet the love of my life? Who is she? How did my proposal go horribly wrong? Why are you
Oh
answering so
no.
many questions? Just stick around and watch the video, goddamn. Despite getting
I will watch
engaged
the
and
video,
married
don't
and now
worry.
being a husband, I think the internet has forever ruined my ability to call her my wife, so I'm gonna have to give
Why?
her a fake name. Let's stick with name. Now, I know there's a dynamic between us where you expect me to
Fantastic.
share my personal life stories on YouTube. Don't know where you got that idea from, to be honest, but you'd probably be surprised to hear that I'm in a relationship at all, let alone married to someone. I think because of the previous stalker incident, I didn't want to bring name to any potential for harm. Or have her judge me. I promise, this doesn't usually happen. There's also a bit of religious and cultural context that I'm going to gloss over. A core part of how we met up was through an arranged marriage process, which in very simplistic terms are the parents acting as matchmakers, which was super common in the Pakistani and Islamic circles. I think Netflix even made a show about this. Compromise, compromise, compromise. But I'll talk about the arranged marriage process, my experience with it, and some embarrassing stories for a future video. For now, I want to focus on Name and I, so for all intents and purposes, we didn't have to do any of the work and we found each other. What are the chances? In a previous video, I alluded to there being another reason as to why I quit doing YouTube. And now that reason has a ring on her finger. Because during the most stressful period of my life, dealing with the regular hospital work, the crushing medical exam, creating content with a full team, and now being introduced to the old ball and chain, something had to give. It was YouTube. YouTube had to give. Now, if I were to summarize the dynamic between Name and I, it would be a friendship between a golden retriever and a chihuahua. I'm enthusiastic, vibing, happy to be alive, and she's small, runs circles around me, and is non-stop yapping away. If you think I'm joking around, Name herself identifies as a chihuahua and is absolutely obsessed with chihuahuas. I don't know whether or not that's a green or red flag. Make it that way.
Red, those things are
What was
demons.
immediately different about Name from the other people was just how easy it was to talk to her. She's way more extroverted than I am, and an amazing conversationalist, somehow weaving through everyone's discussions effortlessly. This worked perfectly because I'm also a chatterbox, so during our very first conversation, even though I was really shy, she broke the ice so casually and we ended up talking for hours on end. I think I genuinely woke up and said out loud, "She can't be real," and honestly, I'm still not sure to this day. One of my favorite things that she would spring up were her hypotheticals, especially the classic worm scenario. Would you love me if I was a worm? Now bear in mind that I take these sorts of things very seriously, so I had to respond with 100% Mars brain power. It depends. Am I turning into a worm with you? Are we worm-sized or is this human-sized worms? Also, if I was to chop you in half, do I now have two worm versions of you? And we would just yap on about that for hours. For the record, we determined that if only Name were to turn into a worm, I would keep her in a jar with a spinach plant for her to grow, drop pieces of watermelon, her favorite fruit, and intermittently sprinkle water for both of them. But if we both turned into worms, we'd live out our worm lives together. Unless she saw a worm with a cool leather jacket, then all bets are off. And honestly, valid. There is so much scope for worm discussion. I've always thought of myself as extroverted and decent at connecting to people, but watching how Name managed to hold a conversation with others effortlessly was extraordinary. I was just happy to let her talk whilst I sat there, listening intently, even from day one. And even now, I always invite her to tell me about her day first. Always. And it's not to say that we're similar in every way. I'd argue that our differences were more critical in defining our relationship more than anything else. We just lived our lives totally differently. I'm this type A, hyper-efficient, creative nerd who's putting either 0% or 100% into whatever I do. And yes, I'm a weeb, okay? Sue me. Whereas Name is a lawyer, poetry writer, loves cats, has an aesthetic Tumblr. So she's this type B, patient, mellow bookworm who has countlessly started and dropped shows, games, and movies because she's just chill like that. Much to my concern. Seriously, are we ever gonna finish the show? A good example of the differences between us is when it comes to gaming. She's what they call a cozy gamer, playing less intense games than what you'd typically think of. So one day, Name is telling me all about the new game that she's gotten into, Stardew Valley. She's going on about enjoying the farm, getting to know the townspeople. She really wanted me to try it out. Oh,
Dr.
bless her
Valley!
heart, because she clearly did not know about the spreadsheet that I was capable of. Because
Oh
in 2
no.
days, I had grinded out the most optimal spacing for all my plants each season, got all the upgrades that I could, slept at 159 to min-max waking, caught the legendary fish, memorized the entire wiki, and she stopped playing because I had sucked all the fun out of the game. Look, I'm sorry,
You
okay?
can't
I'm not the one
ruin
who
the
sold the
game.
blueberries in the least profitable season, babe. You need to know these things. It's inefficient. But watching her be so calm and patient despite everything that was happening around her, it changed something in me. I have a tendency to push myself, trying to maximize efficiency in all aspects, putting pressure despite how much I was already doing. But with her example, I get reminded to ease off a little, to stop, take a breath, and just enjoy life. Something that Name continues to exemplify. Something else that surprised me about Name is that she's also an avid Google review user. I found out about it when I was looking up a place she raved about, and as I read the reviews, I had a spiritual awakening. Wait, what? Name? Is this you? Did you know that you can level up on Google reviews? Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Because of her posting hundreds of Google reviews, she had become a certified Google review guide, and she flaunts it whenever she can. She's very proud of her status. So what you're telling me
Wow.
is that I was out catching Dialga in Pokemon Go to the polls, and she was out here becoming a professional opinion haver? Oh, and that's the other thing. Because she's so nice, she
No
always felt
opinion
bad about
haver.
leaving a negative review, even if she had a horrible experience there. She told me that it's because she felt
My
bad for the
favorite,
people who were
dubious
trying
food.
hard and that maybe they had a bad day or whatever. So the minimum score that she would give was 4 stars, which is crazy given how proud she is of her certified status, and yet they could literally turn her into a worm, serve her toilet water, and she'd somehow still give them 4 stars. Name wanting to leave positive reviews though has way more to it than what meets the eye. It's her giving the benefit of the doubt to perfect strangers, an extension of her tremendous empathy. She's always thinking about how the other person's feeling, and that's one of my favorite things
Oh,
about
God
her.
of
Because
soul.
by
Okay,
simply being
thanks.
around Name, I've learned to become a kinder person myself. And just as things seemed to be going well, my good friend Life popped out of the blue and decided, "Wow, happy to see you're having such a good time, Maz. You know what would be really cool? If I was to just fuck things up. Let's throw a
No,
curveball and
please.
ruin your budding romance. Yippee!" Because Name started to ask for my social media, and that's when I realized that I was cooked. I'm really
Oh
bad with social
no!
media, and I don't even have a personal one. I just have TheAMaazing account, which you can go and follow if you want. But how was I supposed to tell a cute new girl that I make videos online? Oh yeah, my socials. Here, I've got a few 100,000
Thousand.
million views. How is that supposed to work? No, don't click that one. But I knew with how much I was starting to like
I
Name,
think I
the
remember
best
that
way
video.
forward was to be honest. I wanted to take this relationship seriously, so I just told her about TheAMaazing early on. How I started, my entire YouTube journey, how I was still juggling medicine with it, which ended up being a massive green flag because Name had already stalked me on socials and found out about TheAMaazing. Oops. And that's why you never underestimate a woman's ability to find anything online. What did he even search up? Wait, is that opera? You are perfect.
Opera!
Anyways, a super slick
Opera
webbrowser that I
sponsor!
like using for both YouTube
Yes!
and efficiently studying
I
in
killed my
medicine
voice
with
there.
their super nifty features. Chief among them are their
Yes.
tab islands, which lets you group by context like YouTube, shopping, news articles, whilst also allowing you to organize web pages however you like. These islands can then be moved in your flow. With all those features, why not give Opera a try? You can get it.
Yes, use Opera. It's very, very, very good. Back when I was using a computer that would probably explode if I tried to run Minecraft, it helped my computer a lot. Now since I have this better computer, it still actually really helps. It actually, I feel like it helps more, makes my computer run really easily. Opera, everyone sponsor me. I'll, I'm I'm already using it.
Right now by clicking on the link in the description or pinned comment below.
And it's
Genuinely thank you Opera
free!
for continuing to support my channel, and let's get
Free!
back to
For a
why
nice
Name,
ad
knowing about
blocker.
TheAMaazing, mattered. Name being cool with my online presence was such a surprise to me. Often within Pakistani and Islamic circles, this entire YouTube thing is frowned upon and people tend to be less accepting of it. Even outside of that circle, to be honest, people are not as understanding as you'd expect. Something about influencers having the worst reputation for being scumbags. So having this girl not only be cool with it, but supportive of it, meant a lot to me. Unfortunately though, as the conversations continued and things got more serious, I'd come to realize that a pressing issue awaited me. I had no riz. I was
Uh,
rizless, not an ounce of aura. I had never been in a super
no.
serious relationship before, so I was extremely nervous. Voice choking up, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti. And I'm gonna be 100% real with you right now. As we
Spaghetti.
continue to talk, I unironically Googled how to make a Pakistani girl like me. I'm so embarrassed. I just wanted the pretty and supportive and cool and sweet girl to like me. And the thing is, the reason I Googled Pakistani in particular is because I've never really given much thought about culture long term. I thought that as long as my future partner and I were on the same page about faith, I'd be okay with whatever background that they were from. All of that flipped on its head, however, when she started to speak to me in my native language of Urdu. It immediately affirmed that she'd be able to understand even the minute cultural aspects of my life, that there wouldn't be any barriers to visiting family around the world, that we could celebrate cultural festivities like Eid together. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely felt a pang in my chest when she did that. So time passed, and because things were going really well, we ended up getting Islamically married. This is often paired with the actual ceremony itself, but in our case we did this separately due to our work and family schedules. So although we hadn't had the big wedding yet, to simplify things again, it allowed us to hang out together without having friends or family around anymore. So that was huge. Despite that though, I really wanted to impress Naeem with a great proposal, something that she could fondly look back on for a long time. Forever, in fact, because that was the goal. I want to be with her forever and ever. My idea was to hire a small venue and refurbish it into a weird artwork exhibit, which slowly morphed into more of a museum of our memories. I went all out, printing out photos of things we both cared about, bought gag gifts like an Omnitrix because she hated my Apple Watch, and I even planned to have this looping gif of us that I commissioned by the ever so talented ArtCV. I coordinated between multiple vendors in the venue to line things up over months, not holding back on getting everything printed, painted, stitched, bought, taped, and refurbished. It was ready to be the most special experience I could set up for my future wife, the most special woman I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. And with everything ready to go, all I had to do was bring Naeem and...
Oh no.
The venue got flooded. And although none of the items were impacted, this literally rained on my parade. Damn you, rain! Don't you see I'm trying to tie the knot over here? Give him out a break! As I was increasingly starting to panic, my friend Alex saved the proposal with her suggestion. Have an outdoor picnic in a romantic location and show off all your items that way. This was a stroke of genius because of how well all the pieces fit together. Instantly, I knew where to take her. The gift that you saw earlier was based off an actual place that means a lot to Naeem and I. The Outlook. Besides the museum, there was nowhere else that I could have imagined proposing to her. It was perfect. However, because of my own neuroticness, I realized there was already a bit of a hurdle. If I were to take Naeem to the same place that we usually hang out at, with a giant outdoor picnic ready to go, around the same time that she knew I wanted to propose, she would figure it all out. So I had to use the most powerful ability that works every single time. Gaslight. So my solution was to have two of my friends sit down with disguises and pretend they were on a date on the picnic. So that when Naeem and I eventually walked up to the Outlook, she wouldn't think too much of the date that was going on. And when I finally got done proposing, they'd leave us alone to enjoy the picnic for ourselves. It was genius. I love lying in the name of love. So when it was finally time, I kept pushing Naeem away from the picnic area because she kept looking at my friends weird. Gears turning in her head with recognition creeping into her eyes. Were her eyes always so sparkly? Okay, pay attention. Okay, what's next? Right, stage a photo and have her facing away from me. Gosh, she looks gorgeous in the moonlight. Focus, Mars! Doesn't help that I've got an audience watching me do this. Crap, is the ring in my left pocket or my right pocket? Which knee should I bend down on? Have I taken a breath yet? It's been a minute. Okay. Oh gosh, Mars, breathe! Breathe, Mars, breathe! What's taking so long? And that's the moment where all my nervousness all coalesced into one point and disappeared. The scene of Naeem silhouetted against the starry night, her hair blowing in the wind, the city below us. It was mesmerizing. She was mesmerizing. Despite having a type A personality, trying to account for every variable, being uncertain about so many things, I've never been more clear about anything else in my life. Name was the only person written for me. I was, and still am, so sure of this. Yes! 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 Yes!
Hmm.
Congratulations! Oh my god! I knew I recognized you! I knew I recognized you! She said yes! Oh my gosh. I was so nervous, but also I was still ecstatic that she did because she's so amazing and I adore her so much. So we walked over to the picnic. I booted out my friend, sorry and thank you for helping, guys, and showed
Get
her
out.
everything that I had prepared for the museum to be, which she absolutely cherished. Now, for
Hmm.
anyone planning a proposal like mine, which, not to brag, has a 100% success rate, take notes. I made sure that on the same day that I was planning the proposal, that she also had a manicure already booked in, so that her hands were ready for the inevitable photos that she was going to take. Why, yes, I will accept the Best Partner award. Hold your applause.
Nah.
Also, can I just say, it is insane how well this entire Scooby-Doo ass plan went. I was so
Yes,
nervous that
that's
she would be able to
so
figure it out.
great.
And Name did look for ages
Hmm.
before turning around and saying, man, if only you set up surprise picnics for me like that. You fool! I already have! Don't you look like an idiot now? Will you marry me? Now, don't even get me started on the wedding, but I think I'll save that for another video.
No, tell me more. Man, this is a good video. Yo, congratulations and stuff. You deserve it. Have a happy life. As always, like and subscribe to TheAMaazing and myself, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. I'm gonna go cry in a corner.